round one, we have the choice. Play first and keep. Screeching Scab into Jesse and Thief seems pretty good. Gather the Pack maybe finds us something else. Actually, Gather the Pack could technically get turned on by Screeching Scab, which I find pretty interesting. Finding 2 creatures off Gather the Pack could be pretty good. Visionary and a forest. Alright. Well, we successfully fed our Scab Goliath. Fetid Imp. Alright. I doubt he makes the trade, but if he does, Jesse and Thief looks like a pretty solid follow-up. I think the main thing we want to focus on here is not playing a land first, because maybe he thinks we missed our land drop, in which case a trade here is more appealing, if that makes sense. But he did not. So play Jesse and Thief and pass. Maybe he wants to leave up the black mana so he doesn't play anything, in which case Claustrophobia on the Imp is going to look a lot better. Malachor Cullblade. Alright. So I think we're just going to gather the pack and swing with... He didn't leave up the mana. So let's gather first, I guess. Get our prowess on. There you go. Play a land like we've got a combat trick, and we'll swing with both. Although, I guess Cullblade gets bigger if Scab dies. But he doesn't have a good block for Jesse and Thief, so I think we do actually swing with both. Like, what's he gonna... He's just gonna take it? I love that. There's our Scab Goliath. So now we get to go Colossus potentially into Scab Goliath here. All setting up for the eventual Claustrophobia on Fetid Imp. No plays? I got to admit, now I'm more tempted to play Bounding Krasis, tap the Imp, and get in with the Thief. But he can't easily kill Outland Colossus unless he plays Unholy Hunger next turn. So let's just play the Colossus because it's a huge threat. I think it sets us up better for a Bounding Krasis next turn. And I can't think of 4-mana spell that kills Outland Colossus. So he's got to slam on Holy Hunger if he's got it. This would get bigger, but then I can Claustrophobia the Imp and draw again. Or if I draw land, just play Scab Goliath, which is another big threat like Outland Colossus. Imbermaw Hellion, that's actually fine. This is interesting. Let's actually Claustrophobia Hellion, get in with both. He can keep back the Imp, but then we have Bounding Krasis. Although he can only single block the Colossus anyway. Main reason I wanted to cast Claustrophobia is just because I wanted to prowess up so I could draw, if that makes sense. But locking this down seems good, especially if I'm getting aggressive. Yeah, we're gonna do it here. We're gonna get pretty aggressive. Could even draw a land here potentially, right? I don't think we played a land. No, we didn't. So he's got to make some real choices here. He's just taking it both. Okay. So if we draw here, it's really good. All right. Didn't get the land we needed, but we're definitely winning this race. At least we're not dead, although Titan Strength, I guess we're dead. Seems like Titan Strength. Or Fiery Conclusion. No? So we just win? That was a close one. Jeez. Active Treason's pretty good with an Outland Colossus. Alright. Black-red, Steel and Sack, I am guessing, but I don't know for a fact. I think we're geared about as well as we can be. I don't have Negate, so I can't even protect myself against him thieving my guy. I have Clash of Wills, that's it. Yeah, unfortunately our deck is very vulnerable against Active Treason. Scabglats would be pretty nasty for him to steal as well. Although, Evolutionary Leap, there we go, okay. Well, we've got ways to... Granted, we have to sack our bomb guy that he tries to steal, but we get a creature out of it, and that's better than getting hit for 12. And, I mean, really seemed like he had us there. All it took was a... All it would have taken was the Titan Strength, and we would have been very dead. All right, well, it worked out nice. Let's see if we can make it happen in game 2 here. His hand looks good to me. Both colors, plays every turn. Rogue's Passage, not bad. All right, let's find something else off this Gather the Pack here. Colossus seems like the right one again. Because it's big and fat and dangerous. Next turn we get Water Courser, which is also good. We can play Scab Goliath now as well. Deadbird Shaman's pretty good, but we can figure out something to discard, I'm sure. I'd probably just make this trade. I think I make this trade. My Bond of Construct's not going to do anything. and Cullblade's only getting bigger as the game goes on, so alright. That is a lot of Outland Colossus. I'm hoping to go Colossus into Rogue's Passage and just get in. This hit, I'm pretty tempted to just, I think we just take this one. Granted, we're taking 3 damage, and the most we can crack back for is 2, but I think Bounding Crisis can be pretty helpful here. Deadbridge Shaman number 2. Alright. Well, that is a thing. I think we're just going to do Bounding Crisis to tap down one of his guys. I kind of don't want to make this trade. Is that wrong? I could just discard an island, though. Maybe we just make the trade defensively, though. Alright. So I think the play is Bounding Crisis, tap down a Shaman, trade Watercourser for Shaman, discard an island. We can still play Outland Colossus. Alright, Bloodsucker's pretty good on this board state. Trade here. No attacks. That's fascinating. I like that more anyway. Alright, let's play blue, play Outland Colossus. I don't want him to know about the Rogue's Passage just yet. Guess we can attack Watercourser. I'm okay with this trade. Gets a blocker off the board, and what we're losing doesn't matter. I mean, we've got him on a 2-turn clock with Rogue's Passage now. Take our 3. I actually don't know if I want to use Rogue's Passage. I think it's actually wiser to... The only reason I don't... Here's what happens. Here's what I'm concerned about. Let's say I play Rogue's Passage, make him unblockable, get in, and my opponent's got removal for my Bounding Crisis and Active Treason. We're just dead. Whereas if I attack with Outland Colossus, he blocks there. I play another Outland Colossus. I discard island. Yeah, I think I like this more. Here's what I'm thinking. I swing with both. Let's say he blocks Bounding Crisis, makes a trade, takes 6, goes to 12. I play Outland Colossus. He can Active Treason my Outland Colossus, attack. I block with my other Outland Colossus. He's still at 12. I go to 9. And then I play Rogue's Passage, even if he has a follow-up play, and then I can get in for lethal. If he's got Fiery Conclusion and Active Treason, then I feel like we're pretty much dead anyway. So I think this is the best play. Yeah, so I think he's got the Active Treason, which is still going to make this play okay. Now my question is, do I want to show him Rogue's Passage yet? He could theoretically make me discard, but it's not likely that he does. So I think I'm going to keep this information hidden until next turn, because I think there's just a super high chance he's got the Act of Treason. Oh, he's got Hunger and Treason? Maybe not. If he had Hunger and Treason, then we'd definitely be dead. Could still be dead. Oh, yeah, now he can steal our untapped. Okay, well, that's a bummer. I don't like losing to Act of Treason, is what it boils down to. I guess I shouldn't have attacked with Bounding Krasis, but we wouldn't have been dead unless he had the Chandra's Fury, right? What would we... Yeah, we wouldn't have died, so I didn't calculate for the Chandra's Fury. That's just a bummer. I feel really confident in this match, but like I said, Act of Treason is just unfortunately pretty busted when your opponent gets to steal 12/12s. We need to see Evolutionary Leap, I think, is what it boils down to, so I don't have to worry about stupid Act of Treason. All right, let's try this again. I could bring in Send to Sleep as like some temporary protection. It's not the worst idea I've ever had, but Turn to Frog also protects me. Feels like everything protects me. I'm just not seeing it. I could cut one of my late game guys for a Send to Sleep. It's probably fine. I just like that. I just want more protection against Act of Treason, since it's like just something that really kills me bad. And I feel like double Outland Colossus Scab Glass is still more than enough. All right, let's do this. We got to keep this hand. There's no blue mana, but Elvish Visionary, I think, makes it a keep. Being able to find potential land draws off of Visionary, I think, is well worth it. All right, looking good. Be nice to find an island, but we'll see. Bellows Lizard, not too intimidated by that. Alright, we're going to have to find land, though. We are going to have to find land. Question is, would I rather trade a Titanic Growth? Probably not. I think I just accept the trade. We're going to need some Scab Goliath fodder anyway. And if I can find one land, then I'm good. Alright, no play. That's good. Can't find a land, though. I think we just go Empath. Helps us continue to find... It just makes the best use of mana and helps us continue to find land drops. Yeah, I think we want them... Do we want them both? I mean... Lets me... It ensures that I hit Scab Goliath on turn 6, right? Only off a Screeching Scab, I guess. But I think there's a pretty high chance we're trading. Do I want to draw lands for 2 turns? Problem is also I'm not going to get to draw off Empath. How bad do I need a 6th land? I'm trying to think. 2 turns of land draws. So what am I doing? What's my game plan? Next turn I'm playing Screeching Scab, nothing else. I guess I can leave up Clash of Wills. All right, I think we put them both on top and we make sure we draw the island first. I think going Scab, keep up Clash of Wills. Next turn, Goliath is pretty strong. Oh, I guess we're going to lose our... I didn't think about that, did I? We're going to lose our land now because of that, but that's okay. Am I making this trade? I feel like I probably am. What am I discarding? Maybe Titanic Growth. Otherwise, I play Titanic Growth to save my scab, but I think I want the Send to Sleep. I could, maybe I can discard Send to Sleep now. It's either Send to Sleep or Titanic Growth. Both of them protect me from Scab Goliath. I'm trying to think if Send to Sleep or Titanic Growth's better here. I actually don't know. I feel like because both Turn to Frog and Send to Sleep protect me, maybe I want to keep the Titanic Growth, get the extra damage potential. Let's ditch this Send to Sleep. It's the only one with Spell Mastery, but I think that's okay. Like I said, being able to Turn to Frog, I think, is the most important part. Just being able to, although, yeah, I think this is okay. Liliana, you say? All right. Well, I would have liked to have countered that, but that's okay. Screeching Scab. So I can play Screeching Scab, leave up Titanic Growth to block Liliana. I think it's worth it. Because I want him to be motivated to attack as well. Gather the pack and land. All right. Still hunting for that land. I could clash that. But then he can get in with Liliana. What are the chances he's attacking with Liliana? I feel like they're pretty high, but maybe not. We'll see. Even if he gets the servant here, he gets the extra dude. I'm still okay with this. Maybe I should have countered. Maybe he's not going to attack. All right, he didn't attack, which is kind of a bummer, but I can also Turn to Frog his Liliana. I think this ultimately works out okay. I can also play Scab Goliath now. I think we play Scab Goliath and pass. So here's my plan. Next turn, I can use a bunch of combat tricks, and I'll have a big fat trampler too. Hopefully he doesn't main phase an Unholy Hunger. Even if he main phases... Well, if he main phases Active Treason, I gotta hope he doesn't have... Okay, Hellion I can deal with. Unfortunately, just not leaving Clash of Wills up as much as I would like. Alright, so... we can swing with Scab Goliath and Dwynen. Can also swing with Screeching Scab, technically. And we have Turn to Frog for Liliana, but do I really care, I guess, if it turns her into a... can get back Undead Servant, I guess. I can counter Active Treason. Maybe I just swing Scab Goliath. It has to be non-token to flip her. So this isn't going to work for him. So if I let that resolve and then I turn to Frog, I think I'd rather do that and leave up Clash of Wills. So let's let that resolve, turn to Frog. Still keeps that ability though, huh? I would have figured it wouldn't, but it loses Death Touch, which is the more important part. All right. And we get Clash of Wills. I think trading turn to Frog there is actually better for us. Not a 2-for-1, but a good 1-for-1 in that case. I just feel like a counter spell is going to be infinitely more useful here. I mean, we'll take the Hellion because we can smash back for more. I feel like Catacomb Slug does not matter though, does it? I feel like Slug doesn't do anything. But he can, well, he'd have to do... I think we just let Slug resolve. I just don't care about it. Colossus is good, but can I afford to... Maybe I can. I mean, if I end up Titanic Growthing here, then... I mean, that's just a solid trade. He gets Liliana flipped. I think I play Colossus. We only get to Clash of Wills for 1, which isn't great, but it's big. Discard the Titanic Growth. Still think I want Clash of Wills. Although admittedly I could have cast Titanic Growth next turn. We'll see. We'll see if it matters. I don't need to play any more lands either, so I can weigh my options here. Yeah, having all my mana on, yeah, like I can just pocket that island now. So I swing with, he can only, yeah, this is actually just fine. I think we keep swinging at him. Although, yeah, maybe we do swing at Liliana. I just feel like with the clash in hand, especially, we're far enough ahead. Where if we just take care of Liliana, we should be fine. You can only mono block the Outland Colossus, which means you can't really stop the Scab Goliath damage to her. I think just getting her out of the way is like the safest. Because she is pretty utility. And we're very much ahead on the board at the moment. And if we're ahead on the board, why not just maintain our being ahead? Let's see. If I attacked him, he is forced to chump. But then I feel like Liliana can just start. Well, maybe not. I don't know. Maybe it would have been wiser to attack him. I don't know. I just don't want to lose to weird Liliana shenanigans. Her emblem is pretty good. Hmm. I'm going to clash it. He clearly wanted the 2 damage there. And now Liliana's going to be trampled down too. That's just concession. Love it. Taking that. Look at that. All right. Bonus deck was good. We had some really clutch plays. I'm really happy to turn to frog on that. I was worried. I wasn't exactly sure what was going to happen, but whenever a creature dealt damage by that creature dies this turn, a controller loses 2 life is not considered an ability. I would think it's a triggered ability, right? Isn't that an ability? A triggered ability. Whenever a creature dealt damage by that creature dies this turn, its controller loses 2 life. How is that not a triggered ability? All right. Well, somebody can walk me through that, I'm sure, but we'll see in round 2.